Hello to all of my Sagittariuses out there, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anyone else who felt called to watch this video. We are going to be looking at career and money over the next lunar month, romance, and we'll finally get a general spiritual message from your guides to help support you over the lunar month, which begins with the new moon on March 13th. And goes until the following new moon on April 11th of 2021. For those of you who are astrology geeks out there, look in the description box below and you'll find information regarding the upcoming moon cycle, the new moon and full moon over the next month, and where they're placed by sign and degree in both tropical and sidereal. In sidereal, I've also included the nakshatra placements of those, so you can see how the lunar energies this month are going to be affecting you on a more personal level based on your personal natal chart. If you're not interested in that, that's fine, but I like to always put that below, so if you like to keep up with that, that would be one good reason among many for you to subscribe to my channel. All right, guys, so again, we're looking at these three areas, but if you are more concerned with some of the areas than others, you can also use the timestamps also in the description box below to navigate through the video. All right, with all of that said, Sagittarius, let's go ahead and look at your career and money. All right, I'm using the Everyday Witch Tarot for you guys. I'm just intuitively for each sign, kind of allowing myself to be drawn to, these cards are holographic. Isn't that cool? I don't know how much you can pick it up. I'm trying to, I don't know. In real life, it shows up better than on camera, but anyway. So anyway, this is a particular deck that I felt called to start out with for you guys. Everyday Witch Tarot, and we're going to look at career and money separately because although these are often intertwined, they are two different areas. We can have something really great going on in our career and be making progress there, but still be having issues with our money, right? Or it can be the other way around. Money is great, but we're not making as much progress in our career. So we'll just see what we've got coming out for you guys. If you've followed me enough, you might already know this. But if you don't, I am myself a sun sign Sagittarius in tropical astrology. Okay. Put it right there for now. Okay, so we've got, interestingly enough, we've got 8 cards. The number 8, 8 of Wands over here for career, and 8 of Pentacles over here for money. So we've got, to me, the 8 symbolizes strength because the 8th card in the major arcana is strength, but also lots of opportunities. Things are moving and shaking. So with the 8 of Wands in reversed, I'm getting a couple of things for you, Sagittarius. For some of you, it could be that there are so many opportunities or so many ideas that are coming to you that you just can't take advantage of them all. And you may have to sort of prioritize where you place your energies this month. Otherwise, you could get a little bit overwhelmed because you wouldn't have enough time or energy to do all of these things. And this actually, I think in general for Sagittarius, tends to be very true. We're excellent at ideas. We come up with so many different ideas, but it's just not possible for us to really, truly, follow all of these leads that we get in our heads. So that could be the case for a lot of you. Is just there are so many opportunities, and in order to really get much accomplished with any of these things, we kind of have to prioritize, and that might mean letting go of things that seem like excellent ideas and saying, you know what, maybe I can, that doesn't mean I have to let go of it entirely, but perhaps I can at least set it aside and let it incubate for a while. And when it's time for me to focus on that more, if that is the case, then I will be able to do so. It's not necessarily that you're losing out on any opportunity simply because you're not exerting energy towards it right now. It could just be that would be something to address more at a later time And right now I'm going to prioritize the opportunities that I need to take advantage of right now, that I will be putting my... It's just like making the best use of your time and energy, right? And it could be that after a time, some of the ideas that you had, after you've gotten able to come back to them, you might think, well, in the end, I don't know if this is something that I want to do after all. But you're not ever losing out on these opportunities. So I feel like just shifting your mindset and saying, just because I don't have all of the time and energy to do everything, doesn't mean that I'm losing out. There's a lot going on here that's very positive. Let's see. So I think that's pretty much the overall energy that I'm getting here. What else can we say to you when it comes to your career, Sagittarius? How can you make best use of this energy? Or what is the guidance here? We get the Emperor reversed. I kind of feel like another word of advice to you, if it seems like there are too many opportunities and not enough time and energy, you might need to recognize that you don't have to do everything. With the Emperor reversed, you don't have to have all of this weight and expectation on your shoulders. So kind of like give yourself a break. If there are some things that you can delegate to other people, you have the wisdom to know who to delegate to and who's going to be the best at which particular task. So you don't have to do it all. You know, you have a lot of, the Emperor is showing that you have, like I said, you have this wisdom. So if the goals that you're trying to achieve, the objectives that you're trying to achieve are more than what you can just do on your own, delegate wisely. I feel like that's really most of what Spirit wants you to keep in mind. Now with your money itself, we have the Eight of Pentacles. What I feel like is that you are taking the money that you have, and it's like you're using it wisely. You are taking your money and you're either investing it or you're managing it in such a way that you are creating more. It's like some of you might literally be doing money magic this month. And if so, I feel that you are really sweeping away anything old that was inhibiting your money growth. And you are really bringing a lot of magic and opportunity into your life financially. So I just see that whatever you're doing this month, it's making you more money because you're taking what you already have and you're really putting it to best use. How else can Sagittarius, this is just a beautiful energy for money. Let's see, how else other than what's already been said can Sagittarius really make the most of this month financially? We get the Knight of Swords. I think that logic, yeah. If you're doing money magic, there's a certain level of faith that is required there, but that doesn't mean that it's not logical. Faith and logic are not necessarily exclusive of each other. You might need to use logic, though, in order to instead of allowing your emotions to rule your money, I feel like it's like leading with your heart. Like there's a strategy for anything. And I feel like you already have this confidence to know that there are always going to be obstacles in life. That's part of what we're here to do, is we learn lessons through the beautiful ways in which we learn to jump over the hurdles that we experience and move through the obstacles and challenges that life presents. So I feel that with this Knight of Swords, recognize that your logic is going to be very useful to you this month, just as useful to you as your faith and your wise money management. You will be strategically capable of overcoming any obstacle. So if any obstacles present themselves, as they do sometimes, allow yourself to be in the place of knowing, I can strategize around this obstacle and overcome it. So don't allow your emotions here to get in the way. I'm also getting for some of you not to allow, maybe because the Ten of Cups can indicate family, not to allow your family's money mindset to affect yours or what they feel is right for you. I mean, they're entitled to have their opinion. And with the Ten of Cups, if family members are giving you their advice or input, it most likely is coming from a place of love. But ultimately, you are in charge of your life, and you're the one who is confronting these goals, right, and obstacles. And you have the knowledge and wisdom to do so very effectively. So it's sort of like, trust yourself, but with love towards anyone in your family or friend group who might feel that they have a better idea of how to proceed or what's best for you. You obviously know what's best for you here. And I just see you doing very well financially this month because of it. All right, so that's all I have to say for career and money. Let's go ahead and move on to the romance section. All right, Sagittarius, we're starting out your romance section with the 11:22 timestamp. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but I noticed it. All right. So just thought I would point that out. That's a nice energy numerologically. Okay, what's going on in your romantic life for this lunar month? Okay, we have the Five of Wands representing you. We have the Two of Pentacles. And we have the Fool card representing... Now, yeah, so if you have a particular person in mind, the Fool card would represent that specific person that you're thinking of romantically, or that you're in a relationship and you're, if you're wanting to learn more about this relationship or this, just a connection that you have with someone, whatever it happens to be, this Fool card would represent them. And the Two of Pentacles represents the energy between the two of you. Now, if you're just out there and you're searching for love and you don't have anyone in particular in mind, then the Fool card here would just kind of represent the energy of potential love that could come into your life. Okay, with that said, what I'm getting here, you're represented by the Five of Wands. To me, it feels that either you feel that you're at odds with, or you're in disagreement with, or you're very frustrated with the person that you have in mind, or you're just generally very frustrated with your romantic life, and it could feel to you that there are a lot of obstacles in your love life, a lot of challenges. For some of you, it could feel like there are too many people who have opinions about, how you should be approaching love. And for some of you, it's just like you might have inner conflict. Like maybe some of you just don't really know what you want out of life or out of your romantic life. And that's inherently frustrating to you. Like, well, I don't know exactly how I feel. I feel sort of conflicted perhaps. With the Two of Pentacles, perhaps the source of you feeling so conflicted in your emotions could be just a sense of uncertainty that right now things could really go either way. If you have a specific person in mind, you're like, well, things could really go towards everything turning out great for us, or it could just be that this totally unravels. There's the potential here for both, and I feel like you're aware of that. The sheer potential there for you, I believe, is very unsettling. So, but interestingly enough, the person that you have in mind views it very differently. For them, the potential here that it could go either way, it's very freeing because they're in the energy of the Fool card. They're like, I think this person is having faith that whatever happens between the two of you is ultimately for the best. And so it's like the love between the two of you is giving them wings. And life's uncertainties are being accepted in a way that allow them to feel supported by life. So I feel like overall, you probably would be having a happier experience in this if you also were, embracing more of the full card energy and saying, yeah, we never know exactly how things are going to turn out, but what we do have here is giving me wings. You could say the fact that this love exists helps me to understand that life will always be bringing me wonderful, loving experiences no matter what. Or if it doesn't feel very loving, then why would it be a bad thing if it didn't work out, right? Ultimately, that could be what's best for you. So trusting in the universe to bring you the best possible experience and the best possible outcome. And even for those of you, like I said, who don't have a particular person in mind, I think it's kind of the same thing, just kind of trusting. Of course, we never know exactly how life is going to turn out, but we can still trust in the best. We can trust that the outcome will be the best possible outcome. And when we do that, our present moment will be more pleasantly experienced as well. Okay, so in terms of spiritual guidance, with this first card, Ace of Wands, what's coming to mind for me first of all is that song, "We didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. We didn't start the fire." So it's like in terms of your romantic life, or if you have a specific person in mind, like I said, the two of you didn't invent passion. Romantic love didn't begin when the two of you met. Romantic love has been around. It's always been, since the beginning. Passion, it's always been. So it's not like this is your only opportunity for that. If you're in the mentality that this is your only chance, your one chance, and if it doesn't work out with them, it's never going to work out at all for you, then of course that's going to make you feel pretty, frustrated and, or it's going to not be supporting you to feel very positive about this experience that you're having. What I'm also getting here with the energy between the two of you, with the Two of Cups reversed and the Five of Pentacles reversed, is that if it feels like you are having to force this, then it's not the right puzzle piece. If you're doing a puzzle and you're like, well, this piece should fit exactly with my piece, but it isn't, the reality is that's probably just not the correct piece, so you need to keep looking. So anytime we're trying to force a person or situation and it just won't, sometimes there are obstacles, and of course we have to work through things. That's part of what a relationship is. But if it feels like you're the one doing all the effort, or if you're having to exert some unnecessary level of mental or emotional energy in order to get this to feel right to you, then most likely it is just not the person for you. It's not the circumstance for you, etc. And on their end, we have the Death card reversed. So if you are expecting this person to change or to be a different person from who they are, they're not going to. They're not going to change and become who you want them to be. So if you want someone who's different from who they are, again, they're just not the right person for you. You can't expect them to be someone else simply because you feel that would fit your life or fit you better. People can change, but we cannot change people to suit our desires, right? So Yeah, so trust that there will be romantic love, there will be passion, regardless of whether this works out or not. And this isn't saying that it won't, it's saying that your approach is definitely not conducive to it working out. All right, trust that love and passion will always be available to you. And it won't come through you forcing it or expecting someone to be someone other than who they are. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the final section of the reading. We're going to get an uplifting final message from Spirit to help support you throughout this lunar month. All right. Okay, let's shuffle this postcards from Spirit deck. What does Sagittarius need to hear? What is the loving message that will be what they most need to hear? Which one is it? I think it's this one. Okay. Dearest you. Okay, this already is making sense. There are times when loss is a part of life. Sometimes a loss is welcome, like when you leave a situation not in alignment with your highest good. Sometimes a loss is sudden and painful, like when a loved one crosses over to our dimension. Regardless of the nature of the loss and your control over it, your experience is asking to be acknowledged. Tears are necessary, as is grief. When you repress the natural expression of loss and try to move on too quickly, the unprocessed pain haunts you in destructive ways. We don't want that for you. Instead, let your heart break open wide. Feel the loss and integrate it. See the beauty that was, the lessons learned, and know that as you let go of what has passed, even more of you remains. It gets better, we promise. Your heart expands with more compassion for the world than ever before. Love heals all. We are loving you, sending you love, always and forever. The battery always goes out quicker than I think that it should. I thought it would last through Capricorn, or at least into the beginning of my Capricorn recording. Battery on my light, I was saying, if you notice the light just changed. Anyway, let's get you a card from this chakra deck as well. What does what does Sagittarius need to hear? Fifth chakra, throat chakra, creative expression. I am committed to sharing and revealing my thoughts and feelings by being creative in my communication style and using expressive language. I express myself through talking, singing, sighing, laughing, and crying, and through using my creative talents. I consciously use my senses to experience my world more fully. I see, hear, smell, and feel more, and I become more aware of my surroundings, such as the weather, aromas, people, nature, sounds, and sights. Yes, so some of you, if you're feeling a loss or if something is changing in your life, you know, being able to find a way to express those emotions, it kind of goes along with what was being said in this postcard from Spirit as well. All right, Sagittarius, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this was helpful and enjoyable to you. I'll see you back here for your next Tarotscope, April 11th, or maybe I'll get the video out a day or two before. And in the meantime, of course, you can look for some pick-a-card readings from me as well. So thank you again for watching, and fare thee well. Bye-bye. I'll see you later.